Oprah Winfrey is all in on injectable weight loss drugs, that's because she works for Weight Watchers, and Weight Watchers can now prescribe them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Okay. I didn't know that was, I thought that she was on Weight Watchers, eating the Weight Watchers plan, right? Which is like, 50 years old at this point. But it's a failure. And so then she's also now doing drugs on top of it.
Well, Weight Watchers now says that their plan, which involved reducing your eating, counting your calories, and, increasing your food if you exercise.
Increasing your food if you exercise?
It's a points-based system. So you get more points if you exercise, you get less if you don't, and you eat within your points. And, it's controlling your intake of foods.
Okay.
Now, Weight Watchers program can be designed around taking these drugs, and Weight Watchers can prescribe it. So Oprah all of a sudden says, I don't mind admitting to you that I take these injectable weight loss drugs. Also, I work for Weight Watchers, and Weight Watchers can prescribe them. So by proxy, Oprah is promoting a drug that she has a financial interest in and showing off her slim figure as she promotes the upcoming Color Purple movie. This was Oprah recently at an event. Now, this may have otherwise been embarrassing for Weight Watchers because she's admitting that she's on weight loss drugs. But Weight Watchers no longer is that, because now they have a program that incorporates these weight loss drugs. Now, we've talked about these drugs at length. These are drugs that you inject into your stomach weekly, and it causes extreme discomfort, gas, stomach pains. Also, they are known to cause cancer in rats. But who cares if you look good on the red carpet, right?
Yeah, what's a little cancer? What's a little cancer?
Right. So here's Oprah talking to People magazine about it. She's the cover this week. She says, obesity is a disease. It's not. Can't let her get away with that. Let's, again, circle back around, my favorite phrase. She says it's not about willpower. It's about the brain. Once she reconciled the science, I guess, she thinks is acceptable risk of cancer. She said she released her own shame about it. I now use it as I feel I need it, as a tool to manage, not yo-yoing. Again, you can't use these drugs as you feel you need it. Once you're on it, there's no way you can go off of it. So she's lying, and she's talking about it irresponsibly. The fact that there's a medically approved prescription for managing weight and staying healthier in my lifetime feels like relief, she says, like redemption, like a gift, and not something to hide behind and once again be ridiculed for. I'm absolutely done with the shaming from other people, and particularly myself. She sounds like a spokesperson for Big Pharma, does she not?
Well, she owns 10% of Weight Watchers,
which prescribes these drugs. So she is a spokesperson for Big Pharma.
Does People magazine disclose that in this article, that she's owns Weight Watchers? That she's a 10% owner of it?
I may have missed it. I'm not sure. Earlier this year, you may have missed it. Here's the news about how Weight Watchers began to get approval now to write prescriptions for their customers who are trying to lose weight for these injectable drugs.
Weight Watchers stock making major gains this week, surging nearly 80% at one point after news broke that it's throwing its hat into the latest weight loss trend. The company spent decades helping people lose unwanted pounds by focusing on healthy eating and exercise while still eating the foods they love. But now the program appears to be tipping its scales away from counting points and toward prescription drug weight loss by offering customers controversial but effective drugs via its newly acquired telehealth platform. But before we get into those side effects a little bit more, let's just talk about, is this sending the wrong message, do you think?
Definitely, because so Ozempic is a supraphysiologic dose of an intestinal hormone that we have. They basically mimic the hormone that makes you feel full. And because the system is broken to begin with. And Ozempic is given to diabetics because that is the end stage where they really need intervention. Of course, when you try to replace lifestyle with medication, it is possible to do so. However, then you have to endure the possible side effects, including cancer, in the long run. And we do not really know what these medications would do to younger people who are just trying to lose weight if they stayed on those medications for 5, 10, 20 years down the road. We have no idea what will happen. So definitely it's not the best approach for weight loss.
Okay, that was shocking truth. Absolutely, that's true. Ozempic is approved for kids as young as 12, and there is no way to ever get off of it. You have to stay on it. So when Oprah says she just uses it like, I don't know, she uses blush. Do I need a little more or a little less? You can't. You have to stay on it. So I don't know what she's talking about. Like, oh yeah, I just use it a little here, a little there, a little cream in my coffee, right? You can't. And about this obesity is a disease bit, I know I harp on this a lot because I cannot hear that and let it go. Obesity is not a disease. You define disease as cellular malfunction. Cancer is a disease and a known side effect of Ozempic and these injectables. So we're pretending one thing is a disease that's not, and we are pretending that cancer, a real disease, is an acceptable risk. Why are we doing this?
It's like the opposite of what should happen.
Right. Again, and I would like to give this to pharmaceutical doctor and philosopher Thomas Saz, because why do we care that we call something a disease when it's not? Here's what he warned about is that it expands the powers of the medical arm of the state. He talks about these things: alcoholism, obesity, suicide, violence. They're killing Americans, but individuals are not responsible for eating too much, for killing themselves. It's a rejection of personal responsibility. He says then the government can declare a war on all of these things. And look what he says at the end: coping with these and other health emergencies, is what we're calling them, requires enlarging the scope and coercive powers of medicine as an arm of the state. Well, we've seen that at work during the pandemic, the coercive medicine arm of the state. As we are contributing to that when we eschew personal responsibility and hand our freedoms over to this in ever expanding biopharmaceutical complex. So it's for us to decide, do you want this? It turns out more people are rejecting this narrative of Oprah saying like, oh, it's a disease, I can't help it, I should be allowed to be on weight loss drugs and look like this. Look at this headline: Oprah Winfrey slammed for confirming that she's on these weight loss drugs while being ambassador to Weight Watchers. Again, it's not a contradiction, because Weight Watchers is making money from weight loss drugs, and she is too. So people feel like it's a betrayal because they trust her to be honest about a weight loss struggle, and she's profiting from the biopharmaceutical arms about it. And again, no one wants to be fat. No one wants to be on lifelong drugs either, especially these ones that cause such severe stomach pains and health problems that they are being sued. In fact, at least 4 major litigation against these drug companies. They make you look old as well, which is not a disease. Some people say that if you take it, it dehydrates you so bad and causes your face to kind of sag. So there's a term for it, is Ozempic face. Again, nothing wrong with looking old if you've earned it. But Oprah doesn't seem to have Ozempic face. She has the best makeup artist that money can buy. So here she is promoting the color purple in a midriff top. Most likely she's got amazing gas to be wearing something like that, because that's the side effect also, painful gas that comes along with these. So again, people are saying it's a betrayal and a contradiction. It's not. It's just money. Let us know what you think of this.
Thank you so much for watching this segment here at Redacted. We are live every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, trying to share the stories that the mainstream media will not cover. You should also come over and join our community of Redacted Rebels over at redacted.inc. That's our private locals community where we can share exclusive content that we simply cannot share here on YouTube. Come over and join the rebellion together right now by going to redacted.inc. We'll see you next time.